This is a guitar building channel. Everything we do is based around guitar building and teaching guitar building and all that, and there has been a little bit of a lack of that recently. While we build up to a point where we actually flood your screams. You're going to scream because there's so much guitar building. No, essentially there's a lot going on, including some sort of, I've taken a couple of weeks off for a little bit of personal time and development. Yes, I'm finally taking meds for my ADHD, and it's an interesting process. What I'm going to do today quickly is promise you that there are a plethora of guitar builds coming to your screen very soon. I'm going to give you a tour. I'm going to show you what's happened, what's happening. I'm also going to show you the plans for the Dorset Guitar Museum and how that is progressing, because it's going to be awesome. The most important thing is I have made our lives far more efficient. I'm going to have to stand closer to you because I've only got the one mic.
Welcome to the mess.
Welcome to the...
my bench.
You're not filming this build?
Not filming this one, no.
This is the last custom guitar build that you will ever do that is not going to be filmed. Now the other one is this incredible thing. We had a client come in who has developed arthritis, and he played our Music Master II from the museum, which is short scale, small nut, etc. And he realized that he could actually play again. So Matt has made a custom neck, 23-inch scale. 23-inch scale, yeah. For his custom shop Strat. And that's going to be a whole video coming soon, so that will be there. Now, the thing here at Crimson is, up until this point, if I don't film something, nothing happens. And for the last 7 or 8 years, actually, it's really stressful, frankly. My goal has always been to have a studio of luthiers working under me so we can all film and all create content that is worth watching, and that's what we're working on. So Sophia, who's currently holding the camera, has a very, very gorgeous blue taily hollow body thing of incredibleness that I kind of don't want to put on the giveaway side. Mm-hmm. That's a project that Sophia's been working on for a while, and that is a whole video that will be coming soon, as well as some teardowns, as well as some looks at museum guitars, etc. I will put this back down. You excited? Yeah, I'm stoked to build some guitars. I'm stoked to be able to take 2 weeks off without getting kicked in the head by everybody. I'd never really thought, but I do have a responsibility to everybody that watches and subscribes, and I seriously appreciate your support. But I have a responsibility to create the content, and this last couple of weeks we've done almost nothing, and yeah, I'm sorry. I'll leave you back to it. So this is a guitar. This is a guitar you're making for John. Yes. And he's going to be so happy because that's nearly finished. It's nearly finished. I'm just going to go and grain fill it, and then I can stain the back cherry, and then I can spray, I guess. Fantastic. Other projects coming along. Sophia here's working on a Martin. That is a video. This was a crack underneath and going outside of the scratch plate. This is one. It's a Les Paul tribute. I'm going to strip this down, and I think I'm going for a matte flip-flop finish, which should be fun. And yeah, my personal PRS is going to be going up on the giveaway site soon. So yeah, dailyguitardrawer.com, and we're actually doing it daily. A new guitar every morning, 10 o'clock UK time. Hey. Hello. How are you? Good. How you doing? Yeah, not too bad. You are worshipping at the feet of that incredibly cool PRS. It is the SE version, but that is actually not a problem. It's a beautiful, beautiful guitar. The Piezo hollow body too. Stunner. So every guitar that goes through dailyguitardrawer.com does get a setup and a clean and all of that. Josh is also going to be, once we're a little bit ahead of everything, doing builds. My issue recently, and this is going to be a relatively long, sort of heartfelt video because of me stopping and talking like this. My issue has been I've moved from a perfect workshop that was absolutely just dialed in for my efficiency in the way I work to the polar opposite, and I just have not been able to concentrate. And as a result, I haven't felt comfortable building the guitars because I'm not getting them to the level that I want, or I wouldn't be getting them to the level I want. I am stripping this entire studio down. I've taken a bunch of tools from my home workshop. I have ordered a bunch of tools that I don't have, and I am going to have everything that I need here, and a slightly different layout and a different set with shelves and all sorts of stuff. The other thing is, with my builds, with everything we've been building here, we've been having to walk essentially to the other side of the building to use a pillar drill or a bandsaw, etc. That has changed. Oh, and by the way, Dimitri is coming back. He had to go back to France for a while, but he's coming back. Okay, so here we go, just outside the room. We've got our buffing room, the spray booth is there. We now have a machine shop for all of us to use. At the moment, Sean and the students are currently using it because this last week has been somewhat chaotic. Come on then. This is turning into a workshop tour. So if you see anything that's too much of a mess, please, yeah, don't judge us. Now, we've got all of these. We've got a crap ton of guitar bodies, part made. Some of these were literally a millimeter off spec, and therefore we couldn't sell them as the kit guitars because our quality was so high that we were making a loss on each one. Yeah, basically we were making them too well, and it was a problem. Every single part-made instrument in this building over the next year is going to get turned into a fully customized something. We as a team in there are going to be ripping them out and making something interesting and new, changing carves, or sometimes just, hey, here's a cool custom color we've been playing with the stains, etc. And it's really going to be fun. Yeah, I can't wait. So yeah, this is our basic timber store. If you order a custom guitar from us, well, you've got everything. We've just, there's a lot of stuff, and yeah, I mean, we found more of this. We keep on finding more of this. I was convinced that the last piece that I used was the last piece, but there we go. Lots of guitar bodies. Here, so here's a project. This is something that Tom and Sam, Tom's the MD, decided to try and surprise me with, a video on making a coffee bean and resin guitar. And they just didn't have the time to finish it. But yeah, maybe that's something we'll finish on the channel. I don't know. Okay, so CNC area. The timber initially comes in and will sit in this room for a year or two to start acclimatizing. Depends on it. Some stuff comes in absolutely perfect and is processed and put straight into the timber store. But the rest of it will sit here, acclimatized, and then eventually be processed down and moved into the timber store. We are adding more storage shelves here soon. That's our engineering department, where we do a lot of the sort of the grittier metal work. Again, more wood. A lot of this is also for the tool handles for the Crimson Luthiers tools. Harvey, how you doing?
Good, mate. You?
Fantastic. So Harvey is the machine guru. So here we got a Scion fretboard just been made up, and yeah, more going. This is the very old CNC, and this is your baby.
Kind of.
So here are some inserts for the custom timber pickup surrounds that we make, and essentially it's two different pieces and two different types of wood. Now, this is the problem. So sanding, all of that. We've actually got some students in there at the moment, and that's what that is. We always end up with more stuff than we can deal with. So these chairs are overspilled from the auction that's going to be running today. Big wide belt sander, more timber store, more just everything. We'll buy flame maple by the tree and then end up with random little bits like that I used to lust after, and it's just, oh, chuck it in the corner. But again, we're putting in even more storage. All of these boxes, vintage tools. All of these boxes, vintage tools. Insanity. Short term and for today only, we have taken over the students' machine shop. And yeah, today we're running a vintage tool auction. So vintagetoolauctions.com, essentially it's just a massive part of trying to tidy up and make things more efficient. Sophia, who's on the camera at the moment, actually had quite a big hand in helping set this up. The medium-term goal is actually to take on the last bit of this entire building that we don't own yet, or rent, we don't own the building. And have a dedicated vintage tool shop and vintage tool auction space there. We're bringing in somebody else who I'm very excited to work with, actually. I've known him for quite some time as a customer from the vintage tool shop, and he is, well, we've headhunted him from, I don't know, a boring old university to come and work in a cool place like this. We have far few students, and I mean, literally the auction is due to start in about an hour. So, yeah, it's all coming on. We have far fewer students at the moment because of the auction. There's 3 or 4 dotted around the building, but yeah, I didn't want to kick them out of here. The original thought was to have the auction in here, but the beautiful thing is that new workshop of ours is just through this door, which is actually closer to these benches than their old machine shop. Let's go and talk about the museum, shall we? That's nowhere near all the photos. We need to print out a bunch more. Don't look at my butt. 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 All of this is going to be gone. And this I'm so excited about. Essentially, Daily Guitar Drawer. Daily Guitar Drawer is about funding the Dorset Guitar Museum, and we are serious about doing this properly. Now, you walk in the door downstairs, come up the stairs, it's going to look pretty, there's going to be guitars, there's going to be posters, maybe a wall of, I don't know, old radios and things like that. In here, we're going to be building a curved wall. So yeah, you're going to walk in, there'll be a curtain here, doop-de-doop-de-doo. And we're going to put a curved wall in, going all the way around to here. And essentially, as you walk in, you're going to see 2 walls of guitars. My initial thought was that they were going to be copies of or rebuilds of celebrity instruments. That's actually going to take a hell of a lot of work and money and time to get up. Let me know if you own a Back to the Future Chiquita or the Ibanez Roadster that he played, for example, or want to donate, I don't know, a 60s, was it a 345 Gibson? You can ask, you can ask. Walk through into this room where it's a completely different thing. This is where we're going to have Will just sitting. Actually, we should turn this into a, the second the camera's on, you drop things. Yeah, it's all good. So this room, we're putting a wall there, so we still have our kitchen. And this room is probably going to be where we have the 19th century, early 19th century classical guitars and the Panormos, because we now have 2 Panormos. That camera shaking is if you're going like this. I think set out like a 19th century parlour where the lady of the house would sit and play beautiful classical music. And Sophia says she's the lady of the house at this point, playing the oh, you're the only person that can play classical guitar properly in here. We're going to be moving all of this and all of the Crimson tools and all of, you know, all of the things that we make and ship around the world every single day. By the way, if you don't have the new crowning files or sanding sticks yet, you really do need them. Okay, so you walk out of that room and you're standing in the wall at the moment, and we're going to cover up the window because we need to protect against UV light, etc. I'm thinking the window is going to be full of pedals potentially, but in such a way that you can actually plug in and hear them. and then you walk out into an essentially relatively large room, and this is going to be the initial main studio. We're going to sort of make it slightly curved. I want it to look like a 60s or 70s recording studio. At least that was the concept, and then I looked at photos of 60s and 70s recording studios, and they're not generally that attractive. Fun stuff. For example, we've got the Casio keyboard guitar, and I've just bought a Roland GR707 synth guitar. And those two, that's a display on 80s incredibleness on its own. It's going to be cool. Anyway, this is going to be a slight sub room where there's going to be some more stuff. Maybe this will be the Chipson display. We're going to have a collection of fake guitars, and we're going to have a collection eventually of lawsuit guitars. This is an area that most people don't see. This is where the auction was set up. From time to time, it's become an absolute dumping ground just of stuff. We've got various tools. We've got, I mean, this is a 1960s Fenton Weil amp, and we've got two of them. And I'm just dropping the stuff because I'm a fool. We're clearing out the shelves. We're going to be building small rooms, soundproof rooms, where you can come in as a visitor to the museum, and if you're coming in for a half-day experience or a day experience, we will have a curator basically feed you guitars, and you can you push a button and say, right, I'm ready for the next one, and we'll bring you a 50s archtop or a 60s melody maker, and you actually, unlike in a guitar shop, you're going to be able to sit down for half an hour or an hour uninterrupted and actually get to know these instruments. Some guitars will be on loan, and there will be a more stringent rule with some of them, of course, but in general it is about getting to know the instruments intimately so that you can then experience what is so cool about them or not cool about them, because hey, some of these old things, just because they're old doesn't make them amazing. This really has turned into a completely different video to what I thought it was going to be. This is my old studio. This is my old studio, and once the tools are moved out and compressed, because the tool shop is not going to be open to the public anymore. We have 2 or 3 people a week come through because we're out in the sticks of Dorset. We are going to compress it down so it's an online only thing or by appointment only thing, and all of this is going to be the packing, the shipping, the office for the guys who deal with your customer service requests for Crimson guitars, and actually various other parts of the business, Daily Guitar Drawer, etc. But everything's going to be far better organized and more efficient, so we'll be able to get it out to you sooner. Let's go to the front room. We'll end in a room full of guitars because, well, why not? So we do a lot of turning. I'm not sure why we're turning wood at the moment, but jig making, etc. The laser runs a lot. We've had some issues with the acrylic templates, but those are now sorted. This incredibly expensive extractor was not doing its thing, but yeah, this is a part of it. And then we spent a lot of time standing here zoning out, making sure that the leveling beams and notch straight edges and fret rockers, etc. are absolutely perfect. You can't do these jobs with tools that aren't perfect, and yeah, getting them perfect does involve a lot of hand time. So that's that. Now we'll finish in the guitar-filled room of awesomeness. No, you are filming. Speaking of awesomeness, it's Sam. I am filming, yeah. How you doing?
I'm good.
Here we go. So these are Daily Guitar Drawer instruments. Every single one of these is up or about to be up, including the Fender Custom Shop. That'll be up soon. I mean, look, 1960s Marshall amp. This was they only made 100 of these. I do need to find the badge because the badges always fell off. Here's a 1970s Marshall amp with built-in tremolo of incredibleness. This is the sort of stuff that you're going to be able to come and play and enjoy and experience. This is well, you know what it is. Super bass, national guitar stylist. The bass is relatively new. These two are going to be part of a display about that company, the factory that made those things. And it is just growing. It is growing and I'm supremely excited. And then on this side again, you've got a bunch. Now this is temporary storage. The museum is going to be better lit, far more space, far more. We will have interesting things talking about the history of the guitar. So your light is probably bad there. You know, old adverts about the guitars and other things. Look at the inside of that case. It's going to be amazing. All of this is the reason why I haven't been on the ball of late, and I genuinely do apologize. We're there. The auction is done. Daily Guitar Draw has been rebranded and has been done. The most important thing is my studio is going to become a place of solace, quiet, concentration. Now these ADHD meds are actually working, which bodes well. It was a bit dicey at the first. The studio is going to be great. I'm so damn excited, and the most important thing is that we are going to be producing even more videos. I'm hoping to get to a point where you get 5 or 6 a week, and the bulk of them are guitar building. Anyway, having seen all of that, having that brain dump thrown onto you, I really want to hear what you think, what you would like to see. And yeah, if you have any suggestions for how we can improve or make more efficient, or I don't know, just let me know what you think in the comments. I will read and respond to as many of them as humanly possible. I will read every single one. But yeah, we appreciate your support, and I just wanted to let you know that we're good. We're good. It's going to happen. I love you.